Alright, so let's just get this out of the way. What I'm about to say isn't meant as some cheap shot or petty criticism. This isn't about personal attacks or rooting against a guy. This is about being honest. It's about looking at what's actually happening in Cleveland right now. At training camp, at OTAs, and asking ourselves the real questions. Because the reality is, Dillon Gabriel is a reflection of the system he's coming from. And that system, it's not the NFL.C. He's a product of that wide-open spread offense, those college schemes that create space, simplify reads, let quarterbacks thrive with one or two clean looks. And hey, I'm not knocking it. That system has turned a lot of guys into Saturday legends. But Sunday football? That's a different game entirely. In the NFL, windows are smaller, pressure comes faster, and those college concepts, they don't always translate unless you've got something special. That's where Shedeur comes in. Because let me tell you something right now. His skill set, it does translate. His mechanics, his presence in the pocket, the way he sees the field, it all fits today's NFL. Now is his arm the strongest? No, I'll admit it doesn't have elite zip, but let's not play dumb here. Are we really going to sit around and pretend that Dillon Gabriel is somehow the better quarterback? I just don't see how anyone can make that argument with a straight face. I really don't. And if the Cleveland Browns are the only team buying into that narrative, then I think it's time we step back and ask, what are we really doing here? Listen, I'm not out here wishing failure on Dillon Gabriel. That's not who I am. But if I'm keeping it real with you I always do, I would be genuinely shocked if he ends up becoming a true long-term starting quarterback in the NFL. And especially in Cleveland. I mean, come on. This is the AFC North. This is edge rusher country. You're not getting by with mechanical flaws and a shaky foundation. That's not how this works. Don't. Please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button. Like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. And right now, the reports coming out of camp are loud. This quarterback competition is no longer neck and neck, it's trending, and it's trending hard in one direction. Shedeur is starting to separate himself. Not with flash, not with noise, with execution, with control. With poise. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel, he's starting to raise some red flags. The Browns took him based on his size, his strength, his traits, but in practice, those tools haven't turned into production. His arm strength isn't wowing anyone. His throwing mechanics are being picked apart, and when you compare him to Sanders, who's looking polished, and deadly accurate, it's becoming obvious who's winning this battle right now. All signs point towards Shedeur being on the fast track to the QB1 spot in Cleveland. And that's not some overreaction, it's coming straight from what we're seeing every single day in Berea. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Gabriel was supposed to have the edge. He was drafted before Sanders. He came in with more hype, but there's been one massive issue holding him back from the jump: his height. He's listed at 5'11", and I'm telling you, that matters. This league favors quarterbacks who can see over the line, scan the field, and make those anticipatory throws with clarity. Gabriel's had trouble getting consistent arc and velocity on deep balls. And when the pressure starts coming in hot, it always does in the NFL, he's looked overwhelmed by contrast. Sanders is thriving under that pressure. His mechanics are so clean, his throwing motion is fluid, and the ball just pops out of his hand with that effortless flick. He's connecting on deep throws, hitting timing routes, and he's doing it in the biggest moments of practice, the red zone drills. The third down reps, the 2-minute situations. Gabriel's game, on the other hand, is starting to feel like it's caving in under stress. There's this visible tension in his footwork. He's holding onto the ball a beat too long, and worst of all, when defenders get their hands up at the line, it's almost like he panics. He starts changing his release angle, trying to throw over the top, and when you do that, you get tip balls, you get overthrows, and you get picks. We saw it today. Another deflected pass, another pick six. This isn't just a training camp hiccup. This is starting to look like a trend. And trust me, coaches see it too. This is the NFL. You don't get points for effort. You get points for execution. Now, I don't want to pretend like Shedeur is already a superstar. He's not a finished product either. But man, when you watch him throw, you see it. That natural confidence, that precision, that command in the huddle, you can feel the team responding to him. There was one throw that just stuck with me, a perfect corner route too, the back pylon. Tight end was blanketed by a corner and a trailing linebacker. But Sanders saw the safety bite on an underneath route, and the moment that window opened, he ripped it. Absolute laser. Right on the money. That's NFL quarterbacking. That's what scouts dream about on film. And the craziest part, he was a 5th-round pick. This isn't a guy with a media machine hyping him up. This isn't a first-round face of this franchise name. But when you watch the practices, when you hear the chatter from players and coaches, he's got it. Behind the scenes, the rumors are wild. Word is, the Browns front office didn't even want Gabriel all that badly. The pick might have been a political move, something to keep ownership at bay. Jimmy Haslam reportedly wanted Shedeur badly, but the coaching staff wasn't completely sold, so they grabbed Gabriel 2 rounds earlier, maybe as a way to pump the brakes. But now, all of that is out the window. Shedeur Sanders is taking the spotlight the old school way by earning it. He's not waiting for permission. He's taking the job, one rep at a time. And the moment that really sealed it for me, it wasn't a touchdown. It wasn't even a play. Really? It was a vibe. It was Shedeur and David Njoku on the sideline, laughing, going over routes like they've been teammates for 5 years. That's trust. That's chemistry. That's real. Then boom, next play, Shedeur drops back, hits Njoku across the middle with a bullet. Perfect timing, perfect placement. That's not just good football. That's elite-level understanding. That's 2 players locked in. And you put that kind of instinct between a tight end like Njoku with his size, speed, and toughness and a young quarterback like Sanders who throws with anticipation and calm under pressure, you're looking at game-breaking potential. Let's keep in mind, this guy was a fifth round. But you'd never know it from the way he carries himself. You'd never know it from the way his teammates are starting to rally behind him. And based on everything I've seen from OTAs to minicamp, if this trajectory keeps going, I'm telling you, the Browns might have struck gold. He's not just competing, he's climbing. And unless something drastic changes, this quarterback room might belong to Shedeur Sanders sooner than anyone expected. So, please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. From the second Shedeur stepped into that facility in Berea, it was like he already belonged. And I'm not just talking about how he throws the ball though. Trust me, we'll get into that later. I'm talking about the way he carries himself. The way he walks, the way he talks, the way he engages with veterans who've been in this league a long time. He's got the mentality of a grinder, someone who's fought for everything, someone who knows he's still gotta earn it, but he's also got this unshakable calm, like he knows he's exactly where he's supposed to be. And what really drives that home for me is the way guys like David Njoku respond to him. You can see the mutual respect. It's not fake. It's not a PR stunt. There's no rookie worshiping the vet, and no vet brushing off the young guy. It's real chemistry. Njoku said it best, Shedeur shows up every single day with a smile on his face, laser-focused, ready to work. That kind of energy, that's contagious. That's culture shifting. That's the kind of dude you want in your locker room. That's the kind of guy you want beside you when the game's on the line. And it's 3rd and 8 with 2 minutes left on the clock. But Njoku's not the only one speaking up. When I heard what Myles Garrett said, that's when I really sat up. Because let's be honest, Myles doesn't say a lot. He's not handing out compliments for the cameras. When he speaks, it matters. And when he goes out of his way to praise Shedeur's poise, his maturity, his ability to fit into the team seamlessly, that hits different. He's seen elite talent. He is elite talent. So if Myles says you're the real deal, you better believe. It's not just smoke. He even said people just love being around him. Think about that for a second. This is a locker room full of high-level competitors. Guys with pride, egos, legacies. And here comes this rookie 5th-round pick. Mind you, fresh out of college. And he's already earned the respect of the room. That's not normal. That's not something you can fake. That's leadership. That's presence. That's that it factor people love to talk about but can never really define. I went back and watched the minicamp footage myself, just to see if I was missing something. And there was one moment that just stuck with me. It wasn't even during a drill. It was Shedeur and Njoku on the sideline, laughing, talking, completely at ease. No tension, no I'm trying to fit in vibe. Just 2 guys connecting like teammates who've been working together for years. And then, the drill kicks back and boom, Shedeur is back to work. Calm, sharp, in total rhythm, laser throws, clean mechanics, Njoku running crisp routes, catching everything. It was like watching a duet on a football field. And here's the kicker, it's not just the locker room noticing. Mary Kay Cabercha, the Mary Kay who's been covering this team since most of these guys were in Pop Warner, she's picking up on it too. And if you know Mary Kay, you know she doesn't throw out hype for clout. She's seen it all. She's seen the busts, the overhyped quarterbacks, the failed experiments. But what she's seeing in Shedeur, that's something real, she said. This isn't just fan excitement anymore, it's turning into belief. And that's where things get serious. Belief. That's the magic word. That's what turns good teams into great ones. That's what flips a struggling franchise into a contender. When the people inside the building stop saying, hey, this kid might be pretty good, and start saying, that's our guy, that's the turning point. And I think we're seeing that very moment unfold right now, right here, in Cleveland. She brought up something else that I think we really need to talk about. Shedeur isn't just polished on the field, he's polished off it too. .com, under pressure, articulate, respectful, never rattled, never arrogant. And in a city like Cleveland, that matters. The spotlight, it doesn't go dim. It burns hot. All day, every day. The media heat here is constant. And if you can't handle that, it doesn't matter how good you are on Sunday. But Shedeur, he's not just surviving it, he's owning it. And then, this bombshell drops. A former NFL standout now. An analyst, someone who's still tight with players and staff, he says he's been in direct contact with people inside the Browns locker room. Not some distant rumor, not third-hand gossip. Real insight from guys who are in the trenches. And what are they saying? That Shedeur isn't just turning heads, he's taking over the room. He's walking into huddles and commanding respect like he's been doing this for a decade. And for a rookie, that's unheard of. That one player even said, get this, that Shedeur is the best quarterback in the room. Let that sit for a minute. That room includes Joe Flacco, a freaking Super Bowl MVP. You don't just say something like that unless you really believe it. And it's not just coming from the younger guys. This is coming from veterans, leaders, guys who've seen elite talent. Denzel Ward, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, he didn't say much. But when asked about Shedeur, all he said was, he looks different. 3 words. But, coming from Denzel, that's a paragraph worth of praise. And now, the whispers are growing louder that Shedeur might actually start week 1. That's not just unusual, it's borderline historic. A 5th-rounder starting week 1. That hasn't happened since 1977 with Randy Hedberg. You want to talk about rare air? That's it. The only recent example is Dak Prescott in 2016, and we all know how that turned out. Right now, Shedeur's listed 4th on the depth chart behind Flacco, Pickett, and Dillon Gabriel. But he's legitimately in the running. He hasn't even taken first-team reps yet in full 11 on Evans, but he's already forcing the coaches to reevaluate everything, and that tells you how special this kid might be. You want a jaw-dropper? During OTAs, Shedeur uncorked a 60-yard touchdown bomb to Gage Larvadain rookie to rookie, and it was perfect. On a rope, that throw hit social media like a lightning bolt. Fans went nuts. Insiders started whispering that he's already passed Kenny Pickett on the depth chart. Vegas even adjusted their odds. Flacco's still the favorite to start week 1. But Shedeur's now sitting at 25%. For a guy who was supposed to be a long-term project, that's unheard of. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel, man, it's not looking great. He came in with high hopes, drafted for his athleticism, but he's been struggling, especially under pressure. Deep throws aren't landing. His reads look slow, and when the bullets are flying in practice, he's getting exposed. That window to claim the job, it's closing fast on Shedeur. He's doing everything right, every box checked. Arm strength? Yep. Poise? Definitely. Leadership? Absolutely. You look at how he carries himself, how he attacks every single rep. Even when he's not getting top billing, and you can't help but be impressed. Even Joe Flacco, this man has seen everything, he said. Shedeur's fun to be around. That the kid has already made him laugh a few times in meetings. That's chemistry. That's connection. That's a veteran acknowledging that the young buck might just have it. So here's my question for you, Browns fans. Where do you stand? Are we watching Dillon Gabriel go through growing pains? Or is this clearly Shedeur Sanders' moment? Is he the franchise quarterback we've been waiting for all these years? I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with every Browns fan you know, because we are watching something special begin to unfold. And if this thing keeps building the way it's going, we might just be witnessing the start of a new era in Cleveland. And I, for one, am all in. Thanks for watching, and see you next one.